Alright, hello everybody, my name is Turtle, and today we're back with a little bit more Reverse 1999. We're doing Chapter 11, A Long Way. That's the World War I chapter. And today we're going to be starting from Part 6 and hopefully getting up to Part 12. I'll obviously edit the title if we don't make it. But here we are, and once more, your host here for today, doing a little bit of light reading, perhaps a little bit of commentary. The no commentary version will once again be uploaded probably at a later date. Give it at least like a week or two. But for now, we're gonna go start part 6, A Push for Peace. Partie 6. The stranger studies Masha again.
He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. Pardon? You possess remarkable self-control, a trait seldom seen.
A hint of approval, odd and unspoken, leaves Masha unsure how to react.
My thanks, but I have a question.
As I have one for you.
Why did you kill the colonel?
Answer me likewise. Why did you protect him?
Masha gestures toward the slope, through the row of crude headstones filling the
But
place.
trying to end the war.
And I as well.
You seem to mourn the dead, but you don't realize how far you've set us back? We were nearing a ceasefire.
Petals from a pale flower tumble by in the dry wind. Sentinel leans forward, gently shielding the flowers from the wind with her cloak.
6 years and the war rages still. Do you think ending bloodshed is as simple as to say, "'Tis done"? Have you any mind of the mission the Foundation pursues here?
We know it won't be simple. Yet each side was open to negotiation. That's why they sent...
The chuckle is wry and dark.
You placed false hope on Hirschfelder. You invited a wolf into a bed of lambs. You think his death to be the spark of a reignited war. But even if I had stayed my hand from him, your plans would have been for naught. The Manus scheme and the wicked prosper.
Manus Vindicte. You know of their plans? Then you're claiming that Hirschfelder was a Manus?
She lets the question linger long enough to feel unanswered. Then the sniper begins.
He is not one of those devils. He is only one tool of many. The Manus offer the gifts of Mammon and Asmodeus, greed and destruction. Hirschfelder was tempted by their technologies and became a willing servant in their schemes.
A groan rises up from the horizon, the sound of distant artillery drumming, throbbing like the heartbeat of a wounded beast. He raises a second finger.
But others serve them unknowing, affected by an arcane skill which clouds their eyes in red mists, driven to blood and glory as a starving dog is to the hunt.
Her eyes shift to the stiff outline of a soldier she knows as Caron.
Your commander, Eberhard Braun, bears that mist.
It takes a moment for the words to find some impact. When he speaks again, there seems to be a change in his voice.
Then will you see that death comes to him, as you did Hirschfelder?
That is not yet certain. I do not kill without purpose.
Cameron does not seem to find a reply, his mask concealing any trace of emotion.
What you just said about the Manus, can you confirm any of it? The Foundation could make use of any intelligence you have. We may be able to save these peace talks. But we will need proof.
All is vain. There is nothing new under the sun. When I told my commander about the Manus, all I received for my effort was scorn. Their eyes were not satisfied with seeing, nor their ears with hearing. Kings and generals yet still turn a blind eye to the suffering. If they had a shred of the light of God within them, they would never have pursued this war. As for the Foundation, that which is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is wanting cannot be numbered. I have no faith in them.
She looks away, pulling her cloak tighter.
That is all I have to say.
Spare him.
Cameron speaks. The change in his voice is now more acute, more vivid, and more personal.
Eberhard Braun, I need you to spare his life.
Neither mercy nor vengeance is mine to give.
Grim.
It is officially 1920. I wonder at other people's impressions of this war. From what I've seen, there are two contrasting views, though in various forms. One of heroism, and the other, sadness. There is one truth which I have found bridges both of these visions. Despite how cruel it may sound, this war is the prelude of a new era. I have to believe that, because if this death and destruction so unparalleled in history does not herald change, then there is no hope for humanity.
Oh boy. Spoiler alert. The 2. There's a sequel.
How bleak.
The leader of the 12 stands on the streets of Montpellier looking over where Colonel Hirschfelder was killed. By the time he arrives, all other military forces have withdrawn. Only the Foundation remains on site to guard the ruins of the town.
Blackbird, give me a hand.
As soon as I finish my bread, Beagle.
His team has already begun shoring up the town's defenses, their line pulled back to just a corner of the street.
There are 122 armed personnel available at your disposal, sir. 23 of them are Arcanists. I've brought you their profiles.
He takes the personnel files from the security staff member, eyes shifting towards the makeshift HQ flying the Foundation flag.
Right then. I'll read through these. Now get back to your position. I need eyes on our command post.
Yes, sir.
The staff member walks away, and in the same moment a curiously armed field medic approaches.
Marsha, is it?
You recognize me, Mr. Krios?
I read your
Redheads
report
in
on my
the
way
Foundation.
here. You're the one that encountered our sniper. Twice now, I hear.
Correct. I have some additional details about my encounters. The first is that I appear to have been followed out into the forest the first time. I was warned on my device just after the shooting.
Never mind that. What about the other thing?
That doesn't concern you? Fine. The other thing is that I have reason to believe our sniper is a gargoyle.
A gargoyle?
There are records of gargoyles participating in this war as part of arcane skill response units. They're able to petrify their bodies at will, making them immune to small caliber arms. And I believe they're able to render themselves undetectable.
Sounds as if you fought them before.
The assumption pierces her more cleanly than any bullet, but she forces the emotion down, giving an answer as truthful as she can bear.
You could say that.
It would go far to explain how she managed to enter Morpea without being noticed. I'll have to ask HQ to send us a Counter Arcanum device. She shot the Colonel, but then slipped out, leaving our own agents unharmed. We can't be sure of anything, but we can't rule out that she may possess reliable intel about the Manus.
Rushed footsteps interrupt Creius' thoughts.
Mr. Creius?
The newcomer is obviously out of place, the sort of well-dressed that usually comes with fanfare.
I'm Herr Georg Kramer from the Interfactional Committee. I've come on behalf of the Reichstag to start another round of negotiation with the Foundation.
Didn't you get the message? The parley has been cancelled, Herr Kramer. Seems there's no more room for negotiations. My job now is to investigate the possible involvement of Manus Vindictae.
The visitor steps forward. Though he lowers his voice, a trace of urgency and excitement leaks through.
Precisely what I'm here for, sir. We received a warning from the Foundations that Manus Vindictae has infiltrated our armed forces and is attempting to usurp our rightful authority. I am worried this may be true. I do not intend to lie, sir. Germany lies on the verge of total collapse. Both politically and rationally speaking, we have no reason to continue this war. Yet it seems our army command is out of control. They are determined to drive this war to its bitter end, regardless of the misery and death they are causing. And I have reason to believe the Manus are behind it.
I take it Army Command is not aware of your visit, then, Herr Kramer?
The observation is sharp, to the point, and quite obviously correct. Perhaps to reassert some authority, the man arches his shoulders back, adopting an almost regal pose.
I represent the majority of the Reichstag, sir, as well as the office of the Imperial Chancellor. We are united now. All we need is some hard evidence. If it can be proven to His Imperial Majesty and to the Reichskanzler that Army Command has been infiltrated by this Manus cult, I am certain we will have the authority to end this.
So, you're asking me to share the results of my investigation to root out the rotten apples in your army?
I am, sir. We will do everything we can to restart the parley once we take control.
His head bows deep and serious, though the sudden winter wind tosses his hair and collar out of place. He pulls in a deep breath.
And we're willing to reach a ceasefire on certain conditions. I assure you, I'm not just saying this because of my stance. For the sake of my country and its people, this war must be stopped.
Intriguing. Okay, under the veil. The bullet spares neither Zakai nor Zakrul. All are caught in the same tragic fate. He said.
In the first 3 months, I had no idea who I was fighting, or what lay on the other side of the trenches. It was as if there were a black wall standing between us and our enemy. They could attack at any time. I can't sleep. I don't want to die. I don't want to see their faces. I don't want to know what our enemy looks like. And worst of all, I don't know why.
By the time Caron returns to the trenches, the most recent bombardment has already ended. The trench can never really be calm, but the rattle of machine guns and cracks of rifles slow and fade into the background. The shelling hasn't changed much. A few new craters to replace the old ones.
Ach so. You're back, Millman. Tell us, where did you take little Franz?
He lies beneath stone, in a silent wood, and marches no more.
Eric grunts out a reply. He's standing in front of his boots, freshly shined.
Huh. I bet Herr Wille you take the opportunity to keep walking and never come back. Lucky me.
Where is he?
He's dead. I guess you'll call me Herr Hauptmann now.
Eric clasps his eyes to a new crater decorating the trench.
Caught a shell. Just like that.
Eric's face is pale and runs flush red, throbbing veins straining out along his forehead.
Lucky me. And lucky him. That Schweinhund.
He rushes to Charon, grabbing him by the collar.
Stirbt. Und wem soll ich jetzt meinen verdammten Sold geben? Warum bist du überhaupt zurückgekommen? Wir haben schon genug Geister in diesem verdammten Schützengraben.
Eric pulls Charon up and tosses him against the trench wall.
Du schlenderst hier einfach durch und holst unsere Brüder. Du begräbst sie. Warum? Warum darfst du zurückkehren und sie bleiben tot? Wirst du uns verhöhnen?
Charon slumps but does not fall, making no effort to fight against Eric's strength.
Der Tod verspottet nicht. Und er kann auch nicht aufhören, zurückzukehren. Er ist ebenso machtlos wie jeder andere Soldat, seinen Dienst zu erfüllen. Welches Schicksal uns erwartet, bleibt verborgen. Sein verschlungener Pfad zeigt sich erst, wenn wir ihn betreten. Niemand wählt die Stunde, in der der Tod ihn findet.
Scheiße!
Yes, flat and empty, and just like that, the fire and fury are gone from him. Soldiers walk by, look away, and continue their work. 100 pairs of eyes, and each of them numb to the chaotic scene.
I just want to keep myself in one piece when my time comes. Better make sure I look good for my funeral, right? Now, off you go.
Sir, there's movement coming from no man's land.
The spotter interrupts their standoff, handing Eric a trenched periscope.
What?
Eric grabs the scope and crouches up to a nearby parapet.
That's just 2 soldiers. Could it be a trench raid?
I don't think so, Herr Hauptmann. Why would they go over the top in broad daylight? Look, they're waving their arms.
Huh? What are they doing? Wait. Their hands are wrapped in bandages.
Is that a problem?
Eric returns the periscope to the spotter.
Keep your eye on them, soldier. I think I know what's going on.
The living walk over dead men's ground.
Deserters, I'll bet. I heard some soldiers used to shoot their own palms so they could be sent back to the rear. But they reward that kind of cowardice with bullets nowadays.
Do they come seeking death or life?
With all the officers keeping their heads low, maybe they decided they don't want to do the punishing themselves. Just kick these poor bastards out of the trench and tell them to walk till they drop.
Old and new memories intertwine in Charon's mind, forming an incomplete but certain thought.
They do not march to us as warriors, but as broken men.
You're right. Pass it down the line. Does anyone here speak French?
Oui, a little. I took some French back in school.
Schnell, schnell! Say something.
Ja, Herr Hauptmann.
The spotter presses his head against the sandbags, trying to project his voice through the firing slit.
Hey, toi, là-bas. Lâchez vos armes et venez ici. You. What?
Verdammt, who the hell shot him?
Voices carry from around the trench line. The Mayor's face is ashen and stiff.
I killed him.
Rudolph stammers out the words, lying propped up against the sandbag. wisps of grey smoke lingering out from his shaking rifle. His glasses are thick as a church window, and he's still the best marksman in the company.
The other bastard's still standing. Are you blind?
But, Herr Major, he surrendered. He dropped his weapon.
It's a trap, you idiot. They have a bomb or some kind of infectious disease. Do you want to keep him, soldier? You going to share your rations with him?
Herr Major, we're supposed to accept all prisoners. There are camps to send them to, or even the safe zone.
He pulls his pistol and points it at the marksman's chest.
That was an order, soldier. You are to shoot that foreign devil, or I'll send you out to test if their snipers are as spineless as you are.
Hey.
Major.
Rasping voices ripple down the trench as bodies make way for a figure moving like a charge in slow motion. Major Braun turns toward the sound.
Caron, what took you so long? Don't you know I could have you shot for dereliction of duty?
Punish the guilty then. But the man that stands alone is innocent. Spare him.
The statement is stunning in its sharpness. Defiance is not a trait Major Braun has come to expect from him.
You are not entitled to challenge my authority, Sergeant.
His war is over. His blood should not water these fields.
Feiglinge!
Major Braun strides forward in a single step, boots thudding against the trench's wooden planks.
Verdammt! You're just like those foreigners, poisoning the hearts of our youth with feckless sentimentality. Your weakness, this fatalism, is a plague spreading through our ranks. That man over there is a threat to our fatherland, yet you plead for his life.
A single unblinking stare sweeps over the gathered soldiers, cowing each man into silence.
I won't let this cowardice ruin our nation. We will keep fighting until no man alive stands against us. Only through their blood and our tireless sacrifice will we grow fearless and retrieve the glory of our birthright.
There is no glory for the dead, Eberhard. Only suffering, guilt, and regret for those that remain. No courage is found in the blood of the innocent. Only stains that can never be washed out.
Unsinn!
I remember you. Major Braun, my old friend, would never say these things. What lies were whispered in your ears by Manus Vindicte?
Shut up! That's slander! Who told you that?
I do not slander you, Herr Major.
Explain yourself! Explain all of this!
The man roars, and for a second time, Caron is slammed against the trench wall.
Lügen! Manus Vindicte! Was soll das heißen?
These are not your eyes.
Antworter!
But this man's fire does not temper, it bursts. Caron reacts too slowly to evade the pistol as it is smashed across his head. Major Braun's eyes are fixed on the pistol in his anger replaced with shock. Caron, now wounded, raises his hand to meet his bowed head. Beneath the curtain, something seems to crack.
Raise your head, Sergeant.
Eberhard.
Do not call me that. I am your superior officer. Verdammt! Obey my orders.
It should not have been this way.
He raises his head. The movement is heavy and labored. A hollow and foreboding presence seems to fill the trench around them.
Gott. Im Himmel. This is not a sight fit for the living, Eberhard. But perhaps you must be reminded.
No! Your face! Cover it now!
Do you remember the fear as bombs exploded by our sides? The pain when our brothers moaned out their last breaths? Have you forgotten? Or have you only hardened your heart?
This war is... Sacrifice is necessary for a nation to make progress. Every soldier who has died for the fatherland should feel honored for their sacrifice. You should have been honored, Paul.
Jetzt sprechen wir nicht von Opfer. Der Tod ist keine Ehre. Er kennt kein Ritual, keine Tugend. Er ist Leere und nichts.
So
Der
badass.
Krieg hat uns den Tod zu sehr zur Gewohnheit gemacht. Du, Eberhard, du hast den Respekt vor dem Leben verloren. Ganz gleich wie dieser Krieg endet, wir haben bereits verloren.
Ich bin dein Vorgesetzter. Du willst mich töten? Dann tu es.
Der Tod wird dich nicht retten, mein Freund, mein Freund. Ich hoffe, dass du dich selbst retten kannst.
Aaron used PTSD, which was super effective. The other soldiers huddle to the side. Major Braun collapses to the ground, his eyes swirl and then go blank, looking up and Noba at the same time, face is bone white and stiff as a corpse. Karen kneels over him and closes his eyes, emotion all too familiar to those watching.
Scheiße. What the hell just happened?
Rudolph peeks out from the crowd, managing a question both timid and brave.
Is Major Braun dead? Caron, you didn't.
Did you?
Caron stands, deliberately facing away from the crowd, replacing his mask and hood with careful precision.
He will live. We will leave here together. You have command, Erich. Make the right choices. I don't want you to see what lies beneath. Please, look away.
Words bulge at the edge of Eric's lips, but he swallows them back. All others stand stunned and silent as Caron departs with Major Braun in tow.
All right. Someone grab that deserter. I'll search him. Show's over. Move it, soldiers. That poor sap is still waiting. Ausführung.
Caron's a scary boy. Loving him though. I love the portrayal. And you can't even see his face. He's just a mystical
Look
entity.
at these boys. They left home with puffed chests and confident smiles on their faces, thinking they'd go to the front, pull a few triggers, kill a few enemies, and come back as heroes. But when their feet hit the soil, they turned pacifist, it seems, wounding their own hands rather than their enemies.
Their mothers should have begged them to stay, not waved their handkerchiefs to see them off.
Really? You think death is the only option? What could possibly be the point in that?
Don't tell me you believe there's glory.
Look there. At the lifeless body laid flat in the mud. He couldn't even muster the courage to flee. So he bribed a fellow soldier, a man he barely knew. With 3 cigarettes, he died. Killed in a moment of pure, senseless hatred. Where should his mother aim her grief? At the officer who changed his mind just a moment too late? The officer will be pardoned. They'll say he, too, was a victim of this endless, miserable cycle of hatred. So tell me, please tell me, to whom this rage should go, and I will take this kitchen knife and plunge it into their heart.
Damn. Both life and death are equally insignificant. Death of the Young, Part 8. Partie 8.
Don't worry so much, Paul. We'll find glory on the battlefield. No man can stop us as long as we stick together. Come on. Let's join the war and prove ourselves to Herr Mühlenberger. Think how proud your parents will be. Their son, a war hero. Eberhard!
Verdammt! Where's Dietrich? He and Becker are dead. Grab that gun. We need to go. Move!
Do you think we'll win, Paul?
I don't know, mein Freund. I think I just want to go home.
Dietrich, Bethke, and Elvin. What did they die for if we just give up? Hang in there, Paul. The only way to make their sacrifice count is to win. We promised we'd go home together. Paul! Paul!
Major, the past is in the past. You can't change anything by letting yourself be overcome by sorrow. Don't forget that victory is the only thing that matters, and we can give it to you.
Give it to me? How?
I'll make you a true hero. One without fear or hesitation.
Smoke and blood fade into the distance. Eberhard lies on a wooden board dragged by some unseen force. He swallows air like a drowning man, and immediately the foul stench of decay fills his lungs. The dragging stops.
You're awake.
Paul?
But the man behind the mask says nothing. He only offers a hand.
My head. It hurts.
Eberhard struggles to adjust to his surroundings, taking a long time to find his focus.
Where are you taking me?
Mon père, the Foundation may have some cure for the spell you have fallen under.
No. No.
Still dazed after the ordeal, he can only mutter in denial. He looks around, searching for something to brace against, eventually finding the ground. He takes off his hat and scratches his straw-like golden hair.
Gott im Himmel. What did I do?
He still can't find his breath, each gasp of air only making the choking sensation worse.
That deserter. I ordered Rudolph to pull the trigger, but I was the one who killed him.
The other lives. Eri saw to that.
He wasn't the only one. So many have died. And I was the one that sent them to their death.
Eberhard lowers his head, holding his gaze at a small patch of soft soil beneath him. Caron watches him, adjusting his dark cloak.
Do you remember, Paul? There was a poem by Goethe. No, Schiller, maybe.
Nein.
Ah, those days at school feel like a fairy tale now. Herr Mühlenberger asked you and Dietrich to write it out on the blackboard. You two didn't even know where to start. I remember I thought he was going to snap you both in two. Just a few months later, we were here. Dietrich died that very first day. Do you remember how we cried that night? We thought it would be the saddest day of our lives. We ran out of tears before anything else. Mir ist kalt, Paul.
Die Angst kehrt zurück. Halte sie fest. Sie wird dich wärmen.
Eberhard clenches his teeth and braces himself.
This is the place you found, isn't it? Where Franz was buried.
He lies below us.
There are so many graves. But I am still alive. Why, Paul? Why am I not lying among them?
The living speak of luck. The rest are silent.
The answer doesn't satisfy, but the lone survivor cannot find a new question. After a long silence, he speaks again.
I wish I could forget it all now. If I didn't know what happened, I wouldn't... No. No, it's not right for me to ask that. But I'm still alive. Is there anything I can do for them?
That isn't a question for the dead. I can't tell you what to do, Eberhard.
Eberhard reaches into his coat pocket but finds it empty. He stifles a helpless grunt.
You mentioned Manus Vindicte.
You remember?
What about the Foundation? You talked to them too, right? Do you really think they can stop this war?
They pursue peace, but it cannot be found by their efforts alone.
He turns from the hill to the woods. Through the thicket and further lies the town of Montpay. Eberhard closes his eyes and waits for his thoughts to settle.
Come on. Let's go see Montpay again. I was about to pay a visit to Herr Mühlenberger when someone from Army Command said the colonel wanted to see me. I was taken to a meeting room with many other officers. I recognized them. I knew many had just been promoted like me. Colonel Hirschfelder showed up to give us a speech. Yeah. The same colonel who was assassinated after the parley. The time has come when our nation calls for heroes, he said. With our foremost goal to create a prosperous new world for our children. We have fought valiantly, and now the war turns in our favor. We stand but one step away from total victory, yet it is at this very moment that our soldiers have lost their courage. They waste their time looting every barn, cellar, and shed in search of treasure and drink to numb their fears, delaying our operations. Their greed and cowardice have spread through our army like a malignant tumor. Fortunately, we have found a cure. An organization that believes in the promise of our victory has provided us with an extraordinary development. That's all I remember. I don't have a mind for technology, but it just washed the fear off me. Thinking about it now, we must have been like lab rats to them. As soon as they finished their ritual, we became so sure of our victory that we began yelling and singing as one. We were
just fresh-faced boys again. Thirsty for a war we'd forgotten.
The hiss of static echoes through the spacious room, then fades.
I think that's enough for now. That was a recording from a German major we encountered in Montpellier. I intend to submit a report with full details, including his entire statement and an explanation for our inquiries.
The head of the frontline investigation quiet, awaiting further instruction from the decision makers at the rear.
Manus Vindicta is moving quicker than any of us could have imagined.
But none of this makes sense.
Pedro has returned from the front, still shaken from the assassination attempt.
If they came to this era at the same time as we did, how could they have already infiltrated the military higher-ups in such a short time?
We've already theorized that Arcana may now possess the power to rewrite history. Which means going forward, any records from history as we once knew it will be unreliable for estimating their strengths.
Pedro falls into a heavy silence.
Pedro, what were the other representatives' opinions concerning Manus Vindicta?
They all denied its existence.
I see. It seems as though we're left with no other option but to change policies.
No, we can't resort to such radical measures.
The Dove's representative states his position in advance.
The Foundation risks alienating any potential allies if we act too aggressively now. This war will not be the end of our fight. We will need to rely on their cooperation in the future. And that requires trust and a sense of security.
On the subject of governments, I have some news to report.
Reyes' voice resurfaces in the conference hall.
A man of the Interfactional Committee paid a secret visit to Montpellier, hoping to obtain intel about the Manus.
A secret visit?
As a fellow politician, Pedro immediately grasped the true intent behind their visits.
What did they say? Do they intend to use our intel against the heads of their army command?
You've guessed it. If their government manages to rein in the army, it'll be much easier to reach a ceasefire.
But if anyone were to find out, we might be accused of interfering in their internal affairs. Have you considered that, Creius?
Officially, the Foundation never made any contact with their government. All I did was have a candid conversation with the man about my concerns for his people.
He stresses one key detail.
At any rate, they haven't any reason to expose their cooperation with us.
There are simply too many uncertainties to consider.
The politician, accustomed to checks and balances, catches the implication of a factional dispute.
History will only be restored to its rightful track if the peaceful factions on each side can rise to power and stop this war. This has been our goal from the beginning. It doesn't matter which era we end up in. We always benefit from a political climate that is friendly to the Foundation. That's undeniable. What do you think, Pedro?
He removes his glasses and rubs his eyes.
I might be able to persuade some of the other committee members to support this proposal. If we're certain of this course of action, then we'll have to provide intel to those seeking peace, in all governments involved.
Good. No faction should put their own goals above those of the Foundation's. We'll need more to verify that Major's statement. Send investigators to search other regions and report everything they see. Creius, continue your investigation. Follow every possible lead.
Understood. We'll dig up whatever they have buried.
I didn't know that was one chapter. That went everywhere. That was just 8. That was just chapter 8. Chapter 9. Paths cross. Whispers of movement lost beneath the clamour of calamity. Partie 9. Depths of the forest. Night falls and creatures stir. Not so far away, there's another shadow hiding in the forest. Under the cover of night, perhaps, he would have been taken for a withered tree trunk. But gargoyles belong to the night. They recognize one another with ease in the dimness.
Un homme est proclamé coupable, et pour cela condamné à mort, près même de la justice d'un procès. Son exécution est survenue tel en vent, le réduisant au silence avant qu'il ait pu prononcer un mot de repentir. Et c'est cela que tu appelles la justice?
Leave me be, Ladislas.
He shrugs the heavy question off.
Hast thou reflected on thine actions? Meeting eye for eye and tooth for tooth. Is it justice or vengeance still?
Do you think so little of me, that I would call it justice, even were it not so? Blame me then, cousin. Damn and condemn me. I care not.
Never would I damn thee, cousin. For it is thy soul for which I am most concerned. I fear it doth wither with every act of malice. Hark and listen well. Dost thou forget the nature of our unholy ancestry? We are the kin of demons. 1,000 years hence, and their malevolence yet floweth thickened in our veins. And their whispers pricketh still our ears in the silence.
Then answer me this question, dear cousin. You stand before the scales of a balance. On one pan, the lives of 10 men, and on the other, 100. If you had the power to shift its weight to save the money, would you?
A question that is heavy-laced with blasphemies. Hast thou already bent thine ear to the devil's lies?
Answer me, cousin. Elsewise, there is nothing more that needs to be said.
Ladislas furrows his brow and lowers his head, motioning the words of a prayer.
Silence? Are you truly so naive? The scales are laying far heavier for those in the throes of war. Yet you have not even the courage to answer a simple question. I'm afraid you have mistaken your weakness for virtue. Go back to the monastery, Ladislas. This is war. Red in tooth and claw, and your heart proves too quick to kindle.
Ladislas vanishes into the dark with a sigh, his face melting into the night. The gargoyle soldier leans against a tree for a brief rest. In the crook of its branches, she begins to slowly turn to stone.
You are again at odds, it seems.
A voice rings in her ears. It speaks without a source, coming from neither place nor person.
Battle, I thought. Our cousin is more learned than either of we two, but he lacks in courage compared to thee, most daring of us all.
I do not deny his learnedness, but there are neither letters nor prose that might aid my mission.
Thou burnest too short a wick, and the flames of perdition rise to meet thee. I fear for thee, Marie, that thou go forth to a battle that will consume thee, whether in defeat or in triumph. Marcel, Antoine, and Yvonne, they once promised to return as thou didst. Yet they fell all the same, each after the last. Yvonne was taken before she had even tasted battle.
Let remorse consume me if it must. But God willing, I will see the end of this war first. Ere then, the fear of regret will not stay me. Not now. And perhaps on that day when peace finally comes, he will return to us.
The voice vanishes in the night's breeze. She would not hear it again this night. She shakes off the scales of stone and resumes the march towards her next lead. Paravan lays out the local strategic map over the table. Reyes picks up a handful of bullets, placing the first on Montpey.
Major Brown was able to recall some of the locations that may have been used by the Manus. His coordinates aren't what anyone would call precise, so he'd best start searching ASAP. Chester, you'll take the forest. Casper will be expecting you on the edge.
One bullet stands upright on a spot marked as a forest.
On it.
Camilla, Lee, you'll search from here and move along the river.
We'll get it done, sir.
Each new order is marked by another round placed upright on the table.
Charles, Amanda, you're on Hill 299. You'll need to cross no man's land to get there. Make sure you establish your identity with both sides in advance to avoid friendly fire.
Understood.
Crowded room empties order by order, bullet by bullet, until only the last round remains.
Yes, sir.
I want you on this village. Take Marsha with you. She's a skilled combatant as well as a medic. You can count on each other.
Yes, sir.
Paravan exits, leaving one person remaining without orders. The young soldier locks eyes with his superior, an unspoken relief written on his face.
So, does that mean I'll remain on standby in Montpey?
Oh, it's the guard!
Yes. I need someone coordinating the defense of this town should the Manus attack.
Oh.
Relief turns into dread. Abandoned village.
Is this it?
I believe so. Let's get on with it.
The village around them still carries signs of a lush wilderness and gentle fields, a place of abundance and safety.
Watch my
Once.
six.
The two draw weapons and enter from the side. The investigators are not stopped in any way, and if they hadn't been instructed to do so, they would have just treated this place as another forgotten remnant of better days.
This place is empty. It's heartbreaking to see it so quiet.
We're ahead of schedule. Let's start by checking the houses one by one.
Good. Find anything?
Only some letters I can't read. I guess they didn't have time to post them before they left.
There were some small arms in the basement. All of them older models and rusty. The ammo was damp.
Marsha holds her gaze on an empty warehouse.
This place had to have been looted more than a few times. The only valuables left are the ones too heavy to move.
So basically there's nothing here. What do the Manus want it for?
She shakes her head in frustration.
I was rushed through the investigator training before being sent to Montpey. It's possible I missed something.
The young man tries to console her, but his smile is stiff.
Don't worry, you're doing fine. Mr. Creyas always says training is no match for experience. Blackbird is a prime example. I mean, Meryl. You met her back in Montpey. She's been through all the training the Foundation could throw at her, but she still isn't ready for the battlefield. I probably shouldn't say, but she nearly went mental during the Antarctic operation.
The battlefield is crueler than ordinary people can imagine. A few weeks of military training just isn't enough.
Paravan folds the topic and broaches a question he has long been holding back.
So, what's your deal? I know you came from some order with special arcane training. You can freeze your fear and pain, emotional stuff during battle until you feel safe. I only skimmed through the briefing. Is that right?
It's more complicated than that. But I'm not sure I'd like to get into it now.
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
No need to apologize. Just... Do you think we missed anything?
Well, let's take a minute. What could they even possibly hide here? Arms? Chemical weapons? Secret files? Or gear smuggled back from the future?
How do you miss that?
I don't know much about Manus Vindictae or the future.
There's a sudden ear-splitting pop, followed by a thundering explosion as rocks splatter across her armor.
Armored vehicle, 200 meters northwest of the village. Take cover!
To be continued. Oh, it's the fight. We're fighting a tank. We're actually fighting a... I'm done. We're actually fighting a tank. That's hilarious. I know I should be using Nautica, because that's... Because Sentinel's part of... Because Sentinel's part of Blood Type. But it's funny.
My sight shall unveil the hidden. Target locked down.
I don't need the high ground. I'll show you.
I have seen to the heart of you. Now is the time for repentance.
For victory! Death comes for us all.
A sure hit. Don't waste your time. The enemies of peace shall be stamped out.
Don't take a wrong step.
The armor's too thick. We need a higher caliber weapon.
You retreat. At least one of us on my signal.
Deafening gunshot. Oh.
Or maybe take a deep breath.
My sight shall unveil the hidden.
I found my target.
The stars were just out of reach.
Now is the time for repentance.
I never miss.
Man, I feel like we could take it down.
The enemies of peace shall
That's
be
just me,
stamped out.
though.
Sure hit.
I've got your back.
Wait, that wasn't an...
There's a breach in the armor. See? It's slowing down.
This may be our only chance, Marsh.
I'll show you.
Le destin du gargouille.
Hold your breath.
I found my target.
Le glas funèbre sonne pour toi.
Nice.
Was I able to take care of everyone?
I'm afraid I only have turnip stew to serve you. I will add a few sausage scraps to your bowl, however. Here. Now go. It's best you leave before another battle breaks out. Is there something else you want from me? You know what? Since you're so fond of visiting, take the chair you're sitting on. Even through the coldest winters, that chair was spared the fire. Perhaps it was meant for you. Right. Since you insist on staying, I will go to sit here for a while longer if you... With any luck, this place will become...
Hold on. I'm sorry, I was skipping that. Ah, that's the lady. That's the old lady about the chair and everything. So, oh, okay. So now I need to keep an eye out because I think they might have. They might show up more than we think. Ooh. Devil's Work, Partie 10, or Part 10. Sounds both gentle and harsh. It's a whispering wind and rustling grass. Thick, acrid smoke billows from the wreckage of the armored vehicle. Masha braces herself on a pile of debris, all at once letting herself feel the sharp tearing pain in her shoulder. Sorry.
It's over.
Accent.
Someone helped us. Parabian, are you alright?
He looks across the road. Just ahead, the young man is pinned under a heavy beam.
Stay put, Marsha. You're bleeding. I can get myself out.
Paravian stained with all his strength.
We're all clear.
Cannot get it moved.
Let me help you.
Don't fuss over me. It's just a bit of wood. You need to stay put. Your head and shoulder are bleeding.
What? Am I hurt?
Marsha staggers to her feet.
I'm feeling faint.
She reaches for the top of her head.
Seems you're right. I'm bleeding profusely from several wounds. That's what I get for suppressing all my pain. So, just a little shrapnel. Nothing too serious.
Treat your wounds first, Marsha.
Understood. I'll be alright. I just need a little rest. Huh?
Her gaze lifts up to a pair of boots. Then the sizable barrel of an anti-tank rifle. He looks up.
You, again.
Sit.
Her legs buckle, leaving her.
Saved
Oh,
us.
I missed that. Leaving her braced
Thank
up
you.
against the debris.
What brought you here?
Collecting intel on Manus Vindictae.
Have you no reckoning on the danger in this place?
Asha shakes her head.
Imbecile. You might well have prayed your last in that battle.
Let go!
Huh?
Who's out there?
Sentinel turns, spotting a figure emerging from the armored vehicle's smoking shell.
Let me go! You're gonna get me killed!
At his feet lies a wounded soldier in the same black
No.
uniform.
Sterling, please!
The wounded man's cries are cut short. Sterling turns two maniac, bloodshot, manic-full-shot eyes towards the advancing sniper. It's the British! A bullet strikes the gargoyle clean through her abdomen, but it draws no blood. Instead, chips of stony debris fall out from the wound.
You goddamn monster!
The man's eyes go wider still as he turns to flee. She does not give chase. She walks to Paravan and lifts the beam from his body.
Thanks. Who are you? Are you with the Foundation?
The young man finds his answer in her grim and stony face.
Stay here and tend to your comrade. I will tend to our enemies.
Yeah, this was so grim. This undying gargoyle hunting you.
Are we the only ones left? Where's Colton? Dead! Now get the lead out and run! She's coming at us! She's coming! Shoot her, Eugen! Shoot her! I can't see her. Where are we running? Look! There's an old mill ahead. We'll regroup there to intercept her. Keep running, you idiot! I see her now. She's there. Die! You idiot! My hand!
An old windmill lies just ahead, refuge in his panicked mind.
For the wicked flee, and I pursueth.
Another bullet strikes her shoulder and glances off in another spray of stone.
Why won't you die, you devil?
A devil, you call me? What are you, then?
What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
You who discord between nations and plot schemes for the undoing of man. Who then is your master?
He steps closer.
For if you do the devil's work, are you not a devil like me? J'ai pitié de vous. Repent and you may yet find mercy in the judgment of the Lord.
And now art thou cursed from the earth.
What the hell do you want? Back off!
Sterling, isn't it? You need not fear me. You still have time.
Which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Repent and you may yet be saved. Speak.
What are you talking about? What do you want from me?
When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
The soldier tumbles to the ground. As he scrambles, he launches into a desperate prayer.
Answer me. For what purpose does Manus Vindicte drive the world to war and ruin?
Mother of Resurrection, the guiding one.
The prayer follows a pattern she knows by heart, yet the name he speaks is strange.
Please have mercy on your humble servant. I pray for a miracle, a ladder into your eternal kingdom. I hereby offer my life to you. Please save me from desperation and take me to the Golden Era.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
Saves the last bullet for himself.
A blasphemer to the end.
Miss Sentinel? Miss Sentinel!
Wounds and Scars, Part 11. No one can make sense of why this war drags on. Partie 11. Oh, it's Marsha. But like not as a support unit.
Those accursed knights. Calm yourself, Marianne. Steady your breathing. You need not panic. Target locked down. By God's grace. A short hit. Now is the time for repentance. Le destin est une gargouille.
Everyone's
Cette
alting.
larve fenêtre sonne pour toi. A shot hit. A worthy victory. But the fight is far from over.
She can't remember how she did it. Perhaps her enemies were as exhausted as she was, or perhaps it was just the devil's luck. Struggling, fighting purely by instinct, she holds her heavily armored foe at bay. Time crawls to a standstill. Her bayonet is stopped by mere centimeters from her throws, fought by two armored fists.
Dost thou recall when once, in our youth, we fought over an apple tree?
Lâche-moi! Mein du Teufel!
Thou wished to cut its wood and make us a fire to roast a chicken. But I rebuked thee, for I believed the tree would bear fruit, and it would be the sweeter bounty of the two. Thou didst find a bush with overripened berries and hurled them at me, crying that they should serve as my supper, while the chicken would be for thee alone. And I retaliated in kind. Ere long, we were painted red with juice. What a bloody melee we fight. We laughed as we laid down our arms. What fun we had that day.
Non. Je ne veux pas.
But the battle thou fightest now shall not end in the gentle smears of red berries. What drives humanity to war? Could it be so different from what drove us to it beneath that apple tree? I dare not imagine how a slaughter that has claimed the lives of millions could be waged for so small a cause. That we should be brought to bloodshed driven only by the fear of those whom we were taught to despise. What immortal hand or eye could frame the cause behind these deadly ends?
No, the screen is disappearing.
Thou art more courageous than I, Marie.
Be focused.
Never hast thou doubted thy conviction. So tell me, I pray. Is there some purpose in the war they now fight? For I see no divine meaning to be found in this killing and dying.
Small caliber rounds pose no threat, no real threat to her rocky exterior, but that does little to reduce. And healing comes slowly.
Agnes?
No response. That was expected, but what she had not expected was the next voice.
Who's Agnes?
She matters not. But what brings you here?
I'm taking you somewhere safe. Paravian, that young man who came with me, is back at the village. He'll continue with our search. Before you ask, I'm doing fine. Like you, I'm made of sterner stuff.
She rotates her arm, looking at her wounds, looking as if her wounds had all but disappeared.
I checked over your wounds, but I have no earthly idea what to do with this gravel. I know how to treat flesh, not stone. But that wound won't be a problem for you, will it?
No.
Her physical pain is bearable, but the lingering echoes of her nightmare cause her to grit her teeth.
Were you dreaming? Seemed like a nightmare.
He locks her stare forward and away. There's field dressing for wounds that truly pain her.
I don't know if this will help.
She removes her glove. It's a brisk and almost tender motion, revealing deep slash cuts across her palm.
Could it be? Are you...
I am. But that battle is long over. You and I are no longer enemies.
The howls of the deadly melee still ring in her ears.
It was a senseless fight. I hurt you.
It wasn't your fault. In fact, I thank you for it. They thought I died fighting you. I used that as my opportunity to leave. For some time after that, I was with an international rescue team. We came under attack by the Manus for our efforts, but the Foundation intervened.
Wait, then you remember me?
Marcia nods, a gentle, graceful motion carrying the reassurance of a doctor at a patient's bedside.
And you didn't. I was wearing a helmet. But you don't have a face one forgets.
Marianne.
Oh, that's your name. Marie-Anne. It's lovely.
She repeats it, stressing the syllables as if to remember it.
Tell me then, what do you know about Manus Vindictae?
They are a secret organization open to only pure-blooded arcanists. Simply put, their goal is to cause as much chaos as possible and eventually destroy all of human society.
And this Mother of Resurrection is like a god to them.
Something like that, yes. She died once, but they managed to resurrect her through some awful ritual.
A resurrected madwoman?
Her disdain cuddles into hatred. Fingers clench like she's trying to crush something in midair.
Then she is a false prophet. An imposture of the true resurrection.
Marcia seizes the opportunity to move to her side.
The war between the Foundation and Manus Vindictae has lasted ages, longer even than this war. You and the Foundation share the same goals, and the intelligence you gathered may prove crucial for us. If you would be willing to share it, we may be able to reach a truce sooner. So please, mull it over.
Sentinel bows her head, giving her rifle a rough once-over. Wipes away some of the blood and dirt that cakes the receiver, then one by one slots new rounds into its magazine.
My search into Manus Vindictae began at the turn of 1918. Their documents, personal belongings, letters. I sought and scrounged for every clue that might be found. From these, I learned of their mission to prolong this bloodshed, supplying both sides with arms of dreadful artifice. Then, as now, I still do not understand why. I brought my evidence before the powers of my nation, but they cared not. So I spoke out against them, still hoping they might awaken to this madness. But my words went unheeded. Worse, they turned against me, hiding even the very name of Manus Vindictae from all their publications and letters. There is no longer any truth in the words they print. Only lies, meant to stir the pride of youth to deadly, pointless slaughter. Youths who were but children when the war began. That is why I have turned to this. To killing the ones who incited this war. It was the only choice I had left. Perhaps it has all been for naught. But at least I have put deeds to words. What has the Foundation done?
The accusation forces her into a stammering defense.
We have done more than you know, but I'm not authorized to tell you.
You expect me to offer all I know to you, yet still withhold your trust.
I'm sorry. No, I suppose that isn't fair of us. If there's anything we can offer in exchange to make a deal, I'll...
But her efforts lose steam.
I'll try my best to honor it, but I can't guarantee anything.
Cold breeze cuts the stillness between them. Sentinel lets out a slow and labored breath.
I will give nothing to the Foundation. Neither freely nor for any bargain. But you, Marsha, you have my trust.
Marsha lights up at the patient's declaration.
Follow me.
Oh, of course.
Oh, I thought that was a fight. No, the fight was against the knight. It's actually kind of stupid. Arcane support company special regulations. Execute orders exactly, no changes. Do not neglect conventional science. Bullets outkill. Arcane rounds. You're fully accountable for the entities you summon. No mental surveillance of personnel without any modification. Direct contact only with another member present, limit to 3 minutes. Know the alternative forms of your comrades. Support and secure approval of using large expect enemy arcanists and other supernatural threat operations. Part 12. A Fractured Sanctuary. Legends say those stone statues come to life at night. The last chapter for today. Partie 12.
An armored vehicle?
The driver was a menace. They're not just supplying the war anymore.
There's a pause before the Hawks leader speaks through the receiver.
What do you think that means, Chris?
Both sides are gathered in the same room, listening to the reports from the front lines. Reyes lets out a soft, rueful chuckle, though he does not let it betray the seriousness of his words.
That the Manus have decided to build themselves an army.
That seems likely. In that case, we must prepare immediately for a response. Xeno's main force is still at the Eastern Front. They won't be able to reinforce us if anything happens here. The Foundation will need an army of its own. That's completely irresponsible.
Calm voice cuts through the speculation.
It will only increase the tension on this front, and it directly violates our peace policy. Manus Vindicte takes in only pure-blooded arcanists. That doesn't make for a large recruitment pool. It won't be much of an army, really. To say nothing of the fact that they lack the organization or discipline that is needed for a true large-scale military operation. Armies need human leadership.
You forgot to take Arcana into consideration, Petra. You don't know what she can do to her followers with her new power. Whatever the case, we cannot take anything for granted. The Foundation will need the strength to defend itself from future attacks by the Manus. If we act quickly, we may even get ahead of things.
I'd like to see what the committee will think of this plan. I hope they'll have a better grasp of the consequences.
You're not seeing the board, Petra.
Communicator struggles to transmit the two leaders' heated exchange. Reyes, on the other end, stays quiet, professional, obedient. Before long, the mediator takes over the line.
We can't rule out the possibility of a large-scale conflict. However, the committee will maintain its peace policy until we have reliable evidence.
And if the worst happens?
Then we'll do what we must to survive, even if that means igniting a worldwide war.
I think I know how World War II starts in this timeline.
We have arrived.
I see.
The glow of arcane skills fades as they approach, revealing their hidden sanctuary. It is, or was, an abbey, appropriately Gothic with ornate stone walls rising up to meet the air. Dome long collapsed.
This monastery, it's not an arcane creation, is it?
No. It has only been enchanted with our arcane skill, Carthusian. Beneath its protection, those that dwell here will go unnoticed by any who pass near.
Gargoyle, dressed in friar's robes, walks barefoot on the grass. He looks up from his book to meet the new arrivals.
Greetings, I'm Marsha, investigator of the St. Pablo Foundation.
The friar nods, offering a smile soft and friendly, then extends a finger and presses it to his lips.
Oh, I see. Have you made a vow of silence?
Raka. Sound of breaking rock draws her eyes away.
Huh?
Beneath a broken narrow window, a stone statue of a woman begins to stir, its surface softening into flesh. Face is marked by twisted sorrow as she walks towards Sentinel with an exaggerated gait.
Marie, mon petit chou, the rest return to us again. But oh, child, thou needs rest.
Just pulls Marianne into a tight embrace and plants a series of deep kisses on her cheeks. Sentinel endures the affection with as much grit as she did the bullets.
And this is a friend?
The woman turns to Marsha, her eyes now pulling with greater sadness.
Oh, poor child.
The hug comes too quick to dodge and too sturdy to resist, pulling Marsha into her breathtaking embrace. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Smothering hospitality at last abates, and Marsha takes a deep breath of fresh air, taking in the pleasant scent of grass and wildflowers.
Our Marie has never been tireless in her toils. 'Tis a shame that she never permits us to aid her. Am I truly too aged to be of service? Oh, but perhaps my age has eclipsed my wisdom, for I have thus far been an unwelcoming host. Allow me to brew you some tea.
He leaves with singular purpose and surprising speed.
My aunt is a gentle soul. She came by here 1 year ago, not fearing the danger, saying she must take care of everyone left in the family. That old lump of stone that greeted us came here to take refuge with his brother after they were injured last year.
She hangs her head with resignation.
Only a small number of my kind dwell here. Many of us remain divided by the war. Enjoy my aunt's hospitality. I shall go now to collect what you seek.
I'll be here then. Hold on.
She lets herself relax only for a moment before noticing the stone-faced gargoyles that look down at her from a dozen perches. The thought crawls under her skin.
Bonjour?
Spins around in place, meeting the unblinking eyes of each statue, stopping on the figure of a young girl. The girl's hands cover her face in a mournful pose, the silent tragedy of an endless moment of loss.
Why hath my cousin brought you here?
A voice calls out behind her, rigid and almost rude. A tall, gaunt monk stands in the courtyard.
You are not one of us. You are a bringer of war in our house of peace. What does your foundation seek from our quiet holes?
There's accusation in the gravelly tone of his voice.
You misunderstand. The Foundation isn't bringing war. We're trying to end it.
This war is neither yours nor ours to end.
What are you saying?
The monk falls silent, as if debating whether his next words are worth the effort. His face contorts, becoming an exaggeration of self-righteousness.
It has come as a divine punishment for the faithless who have turned from God. Its end will come only with the extinction of civilization.
I know who's joining the madness.
Sounds like you want everyone, humans and Arcanists alike, to suffer and die.
You twist my words, Chevalier. I do not seek this end, this path of suffering out of hatred for humanity. No, I do so because I pray fervently for their deliverance. But deliverance waits for the last edifices of this sinful world to crumble. When the faithless nations, as a fire consuming its last embers, burn themselves to ash. Soon, the artifices of modernity, their factories of war and death, will crumble, as Babel before them had, their lies of advancement and revolution dying with them. We must return to the innocence of the past, as Nineveh did, heeding the word of God.
Yeah, that's the maddest speak if I've ever heard any.
Assez, cousin.
The rebuke breaks his rhythm. Sentinel steps between Marcia and Ladislas, forcing her cousin to take a step away.
Tes prophéties ont empêché notre invité de prendre son thé.
Sentinel turns around and hands Marcia a heavy canvas military bag.
Are you able to lift it?
No problem. I can handle it.
Ladislas watches the exchange with abject curiosity.
Marianne, n'est-elle pas issue de la Fondation que tu dis dépourvue de volonté pour mettre fin à cette guerre? Quel effort vain poursuis-tu donc à présent?
C'est une amie, Ladislas. Je lui accorde la liberté de venir et partir ici comme elle veut.
Mais elle n'est pas...
C'est mon droit de le faire, n'est-ce pas?
Oui.
He lowers his head without protest. Sentinel turns from her kin back to Marcia, who has by now taken several steps away.
You will find here all that I've collected since 1918. Most useful to you may be a list of those in each military who have made contact with the Manus. Take them from here to your Foundation, and make of them what you will. I hope they will serve you better than they did me.
I will. Thank you.
Marcia seems more than eager to retreat. Aunt Madeline stands at the foot of a stone pillar, tea in her hand, and nods in self-reproach. The courtyard falls still. Ladislas breaks his silence with a withering glare.
Cousin, why hast thou concerned thyself with the affairs of this sinful world? We are involved now at our peril.
Even if this war was, as you believe, a divine punishment, the people have suffered enough.
Ont-tu donc souffert? Je ne vois que des cendres et nul sac de pénitence.
He motions to the weeping girl tucked in the sanctuary niche.
Hast thou learned nothing from our chère Agnès?
Leave her out of this.
It was she who prophesied this war.
He drags up the memory with sharp intention.
And whose body turned to stone as it came to pass. Was she not the closest of us all to the ear of our Lord? Then I can see only one reason for her sacrifice. It is a warning to us.
Tell me, if that is so, why God would choose such a warning?
Revelation and prophecy oft appear inscrutable to those that disbelieve them, until their truth is made manifest.
Ladislav's voice trembles, a practiced tension of humility and pride.
Mais je crois, et je vois clairement ce que tu ne vois pas, que notre Seigneur nous enjoint de ne ni combattre, ni mettre fin à cette guerre. Car cela est venu tel un nouveau grand déluge, destiné à balayer
Yeah,
sur nos
okay,
pécheurs.
he's Manus. Grand
Agnès
deluge.
reviendra à nous lorsque notre innocence passée sera retrouvée
deluge
et
like a flood.
reconstruite à partir de leur ruine. Mais la foi doit être préservée si elle doit être reconstruite. Et c'est la base encombrante aux fidèles, à nous, les gargouilles. Je t'en prie, écoute mes paroles, cousine. Dépose ton épée de vengeance. Ne réponds pas aux démons qui murmurent dans ton sang. Et ne souille pas davantage ton âme déjà si lourde de péché.
He lets his words cling to his lips with solemn weight. His cousin, however, has never been easy to preach to. She stiffens, sorrow and purpose welling in her eyes.
Armes à feu, canon, donc, bombes. Tu te souviens comment ces machines ont détruit nos vies, n'est-ce pas? Alors, tu sais déjà que l'innocence du passé ne repose pas simplement enfuie, prête à être reconstruite. Elle est morte et disparue. Si porter un fardeau de péché permet de mettre fin à cette guerre, ce prix me semble dérisoire.
Ladislaus is stunned. He fights back tears and turns to face the altar. The light from the stained glass window wreathes him like a mourner's cloak.
As-tu oublié le péril de nos ancêtres? Ou les nombreux noms que nous avons effacés de notre lignée lorsqu'ils se sont égarés du chemin de la droiture? Le son démoniaque a déjà submergé notre famille. Et je crains qu'il ne te submerge bientôt toi aussi. Et moi, je ne souhaite pas devoir effacer ton nom, Marianne, de notre lignée.
Ooh, heavy series of chapters. Lots of twists and turns. Things going on. We'll wrap up with this little piece. During the Merovingian dynasty, it was during the Merovingian dynasty that the Bishop of Rouen successfully subdued the first known gargoyle. This gargoyle and his descendants then formed a unique lineage devoted to protecting churches across generations. However, in recent times, many younger gargoyles have chosen to abandon this ancient tradition, leaving their dark church perches for light and glamour of the modern world. Based on my recent observations, the generational conflict continues to cause significant distress among elder gargoyles. Worth noting that the younger generation's departure also relates to modern churches being unable to provide adequate sustenance. Broader societal changes. This aspect warrants further historical analysis. Gargoyles have some unique arcane skills. First, their unique arcane ability allows them to petrify their own body parts, a formidable defense mechanism during the age of close-quarter combat. Bayonets and spears, though considerably less effective against modern artillery bombardments. Additionally, gargoyles possess exceptional visual capabilities, with particularly remarkable night vision. This trait complements their natural stealth abilities, enabling them to both detect hidden threats with ease and execute perfectly timed ambushes. I must admit, it's surprisingly impressive combat capabilities with historically linked to the protection of churches, though my lack of religious knowledge may explain this confusion. Your theological ignorance is indeed astounding. Holy religious studies should await you. While I object you to reading my research notes without permission, I will concede that compared to your piety, I'm clearly the irreligious one. Pure biologist. Who said I'm not a pure biologist? Gargoyles carry a curse. While the origin of that curse remains shrouded in secrecy, people are open about its manifestation. Excessive bloodshed appears to corrupt them. This corruption takes the form of mental instability, progressing from rejecting to completely abandoning their faith. Well, my pure biologist friend, your gargoyle research now necessitates a very religious study that you say you have no interest in. This notebook clearly requires a sturdier lock. Anyways, well, that was that. Yeah, there's also a side event. I'll be doing this. I think I already procced a few. But anyways, that'll be it for today. Part 6 to 12 of Chapter 11, 3.0 update. Yeah, this has been Reverse 1999. I don't think. Oh, I want to say we'll be back tomorrow, but I'm not sure I'll have the time. We'll definitely be back the day after, though. I don't know how long this goes for, but I'm gonna take the assumption that it's like the other chapters. So roughly like 22-ish. But tomorrow we'll probably, so the day after, we're probably gonna go from chapter 13 up to 18. Unless some of them are shorter, in which case we'll push 20. Actually no, I think 18 is where we're gonna start next time. But for now, in 6 to 12. It's 1999, a long, long way, and I've been your host for today, Turtle. However, I'm going to be hopping off for tonight. So I hope you guys all have a good evening, morning, and afternoon, wherever you might be. And of course, as always, do stay safe and have fun. And as for a quick review for this chapter, I really enjoyed it. It's going good so far. I like the fact that they're balancing a lot more ups and downs in terms of emotional events, and just the more like subdued tone I think is very nice, because in the Antarctic event and the ones before that, even the sad moments, dramatic, quite bombastic, and it's just a nice change of pace. So really appreciate this. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.